Welcome everyone to this, the second presentation of the day, which is the GKN Aerospace project. We who are going to present today is myself, the project leader, Erik Wedelin, and with me to share the glory is Carl Philip Engblom. Of course, there are 8 other persons in the group, and you will get a chance to meet and interact with them as well if you attend our showcase afterwards. In this project, we have developed a marketing strategy for GKN Aerospace. I will touch upon this later on, but it will mainly be Carl who will satisfy your curiosity. But first, some background facts. GKN Aerospace is a global company and part of the GKN concern. The headquarters are in the UK, and we have been working with GKN in Trollhättan, where our main contact person has been Johanna Wallin. While they supply aircraft engine parts in both the military, commercial and the space industry, our project has been limited to the commercial sector only. There are approximately 12,000 employees in 35 countries and are a business-to-business company. So to summarize, GKN Aerospace is a first-tier supplier of engine parts in the aviation market. These are important parts which are needed to run the engines and therefore the airplanes itself. This is much like how Intel, for instance, provides components for personal computers which are needed to run them in the processes they manufacture. With this in mind, I have 2 questions for you. Do you think that most people who buy airplane tickets and fly around the world have any idea that GKN Aerospace exists? Probably not. However, do you think that most people who buy personal computers know that Intel exists? That is highly likely. This is to be noted since they are both business-to-business companies, therefore neither of them provides any products directly to the end customers. However, Intel wasn't always such a well-known company, and it's due to some very good marketing that they've been able to secure their strong and widespread position in the market. One could say that the idea for Intel Inside started already in the 80s, when 2 of Intel's most best-selling processors was ruling court not to be trademarks of Intel and therefore open for anyone to manufacture. For Intel, this meant that even though they were producing some very high-quality goods, they still faced the risk of being replaced by another competitor who may do it in a lower quality but also at a lower price. So basically, Intel realized that cutting-edge technology wasn't enough to secure their position in the market, especially since Intel had a little brand recognition among the end users. So the original Intel Inside program was launched in 1991. One of the main parts of this campaign was to cooperate with the PC makers to put the Intel Inside stickers on sold computers. This took away the mystery of the product, made Intel known among the end users, and allowed them to associate the brand with qualities such as reliability and leading technology. The real success, however, was now people started to get suspicious if they saw a computer which didn't feature the Intel Inside sticker. Are they using something less good? Are they cheap? Something like that. And sure enough, it was a resounding success, as we can see here, going from 24% market recognition to 80% market recognition in only 1 year. Now, bearing this example of Intel in mind, let's shift focus back to our project. Now, look at this picture of GKN Aerospace value chain. Some of you might already suspect why I showed you the Intel Inside example. As you can see, GKN is almost at the bottom of its value chain, and sure is a far distance away from the end users. Very much how Intel's position should look like in their own value chain. So let's examine what this value chain consists of. We have the suppliers here at the bottom who provides raw materials for GKN. Then GKN provides engine parts for the OEMs, such as Pratt & Whitney and GE, who finalizes the engines. GKN also provides aircraft parts for the airframe developers, such as Boeing and Airbus, who finalizes the aircraft. The aircraft is then sent to the airlines, such as SAS and Ryanair, who provides the service of flying to the end customers. It is important to show this value chain because it's very much linked with our problem specification. For this project, we have defined 3 goals or problem areas, you could say, that we want to help GKN to improve in. Those are help them increase the influence in the value chain, help them become more visible, and see if they can catch the trend of associating the brand with sustainability. So, in order to solve these 3 questions, we have concluded that a new marketing strategy should be optimal to address this problem. However, we don't want them to market themselves directly to the OEMs and airframe developers because this is something that most engine manufacturers do already today, and it wouldn't perhaps be the most innovative approach. So, what we want to do is for Intel, for GKN, much like Intel, to market themselves directly towards the end users, the passengers. This is to be done by marketing GKN Aerospace inside the very airplanes which they provide components for. This way, GKN Aerospace may gain more brand recognition while they also strengthen their brand. Assuming that everything goes as with Intel, it will be quite hard to replace GKN Aerospace in the future with another competitor, of course. For instance, if passengers start to worry that airplanes which doesn't feature GKN's parts in the engines are of inferior quality, they might also start worry that said airplane will have a high risk of malfunctioning and crash. This could also prove effective if, for instance, Asian competitors would start to make their way over into the US and European market, as has been the case in other market segments.
Okay, so to achieve these goals that we came up with during the project, we developed a marketing strategy. And it's built on ingredient branding, a sort of sub-technology within marketing that you use for creating a brand for a specific ingredient of your company. That could, for example, be reliability, sustainability, quality, something that you want your customers to associate with your products. And our marketing strategy is built upon core values and marketing tools, 2 things. And we like to call this for GKN with responsibility inside. So if we start with the core values, we have safety, quality, and sustainability. And core values are the very essence of an organization. They are timeless guiding principles for the organization. Core values are difficult to create. It's difficult to create new core values because they are rather discovered or built during times. So when we worked with GKN Aerospace, we discovered 2 core values that they actually already had, or not had, but they were a major part of the organization and the whole industry. And those were safety and quality. So we start with safety. Safety is one of the major key components of the aviation industry. Without a safety requirements, you cannot be in this industry, because aircraft industry is one of the most regulated safety industries there is. So this is well known within the aviation industry, but it's not well known to the passengers. So we really thought that if GKN would implement safety as a core value, then the passenger also would get to know this and get to know GKN as a safe company. The second core value is quality. And this is the same thing as safety, but in another way. Because quality builds on safety in the manner that, or I mean, it's the other way around. Safety builds on quality in a manner that a good quality product will also mean a safe and reliable product. But this is not shown to the passengers, and the passengers do not know that GKN every day work constantly with improving the quality of the products. So these 2 core values, we wanted to express them towards the passengers. Our third core value is sustainability. And sustainability is not something that GKN today work with. They do not have a common sustainability strategy. So we thought that this is an area of improvements. We want to build this as a core value. We want to build GKN as a sustainable company for the future. Due to the sustainable trend within the aviation industry, you have to lower all your carbon dioxide releases and so forth. So sustainability would be the future core value they want to implement in the company. So the reason why we introduced these core values is that we want all the passengers and all the people in society to get to know GKN for what kind of company it actually is. And to do this, we had to use marketing. And when you think of marketing, you usually think of commercial through TV, newspaper, radio. But we thought that those channels are not so innovative. They are very well used by everyone else, and they are quite expensive. So we wanted to invent new channels. And we thought that we want to be where the passengers are when they travel, which is inside the aircraft. So we came up with 4 different tools. And the first one is Flyer inside the cabin. We have a sponsored coffee cup, seat belt, and a window. So if we start with the Flyer inside the cabin, it's a flyer that you can find inside the cabin. It's our main marketing tool that we use. You can find inside the aircraft cabin, in the seat pocket in front of you. And it consists of 2 pages. The first page you will find very general information for the very general reader. And the second page you will find a more specific and detailed technical information for the more technical reader. We also have a sort of QR code, more interactive way with this flyer. You can scan a QR code and then go get more interactive information about GKN Aerospace. The 3 other tools that we have developed, it's the sponsor coffee cup, seatbelt, and window. And when you order for example, coffee cup, your cup of coffee during the flight, maybe you will see the message that we have put on it. Let this brew power you as we power the engine. Or maybe when you fasten your seatbelt before takeoff, maybe you see the other message. Let this belt keep you safe as we keep the engine safe. Or maybe when you look out the window, you will see a GKN logo on the window. So all these small messages will make you associate GKN with safety, quality, and sustainability. So these 4 tools we will use to get our core values out for the passengers to see. And to summarize this presentation, we have put in the Intel Inside program besides our GKN, which is responsible inside strategy. And here you can see the ingredient or the component that you brand. And here you can see the marketing tool. Intel Inside use quality and reliability as their core as their value that they wanted to be associated with. We have used safety, quality, and sustainability, GKN's 3 core values that we want to implement. Intel Inside used the sticker on each computer that they had their processor in. And we have used the flyer, sponsor coffee cup, seatbelt, and the window. And we believe that this will benefit GKN with many of the benefits from that Intel experienced during the 90s. GKN with responsibility inside will make GKN Aerospace a more attractive place to work in. It will and it will also make GKN have a more influential role in the value chain. And on behalf of the whole GKN Project Group, we would like to thank you for listening.